To enable screen time, you need to go to your device settings. Find Screen Time on the left-hand menu. Please note that Screen Time may already be enabled on your device, especially if it was provided through TalkLink Trust. However, if it is not, then simply tap Turn On Screen Time on the right side of your screen. Tap Continue. Tap This is my iPad. At this stage, you can use Screen Time to get reports about how the device is used and the activity on the device. For some of the features we are looking at, we will need to set a Screen Time passcode. To set up the Screen Time passcode, scroll down on the right-hand screen, the Screen Time settings screen. Tap on Use Screen Time Passcode. Enter your choice of passcode twice. Note that it is recommended that if you use a passcode to access or open your device, you should use a different passcode here. You now have the option of setting up a Screen Time Passcode Recovery option, which allows you to use your Apple ID to reset the Screen Time passcode should you forget it. For the purpose of this video, I am going to skip this process, but it is advisable that you set this up. Screen Time and its passcode are now set up on your device. One of the key functions of Screen Time is the ability to select times when the device is in downtime. During those specified times, apps on the device are unable to be accessed. In the next section, we will look at how to create exemptions for specific apps that you do want available during downtime. But for now, let's have a look at setting up downtime. To set up a downtime schedule, you need to go to your device settings, select Screen Time in the left-hand column, and then tap Downtime in the Screen Time options on the right-hand side. Enter your Screen Time passcode, and then toggle the downtime switch to enable. You now have two options. Firstly, by selecting Every Day, you can set a standard downtime period that will apply every day of the week. Simply adjust the from and to times. Alternatively, you can customize downtimes on a day-by-day basis. Select Customize Days, and then click on the day that you wish to adjust. The first option on this screen is to enable or disable downtime for that particular day. If you wish to use downtime for this day, ensure it is enabled and then select the appropriate from and to times. Tap the back arrow top left of this screen to return to the day menu. Complete this for each day. Finally, be sure to enable the Block It Downtime switch at the bottom of the main downtime settings page. This is required for some of the features to work effectively. Downtime is now active on this iPad. As you see, most apps are greyed out. Tapping on one of these greyed out apps results in a notification that it is on a time limit. Tapping OK will return me to the home screen. The alternative option that you will see is to ask for more time. Tapping Ask for More Time provides two choices. The first option is 1 minute more of access to that specific app. Note that this can only be requested once during each downtime session. The second choice is to enter the Screen Time passcode, and this then allows me to override the setting for 15 minutes, an hour, or all day. 2 points to note. Firstly, if the device is capable of receiving phone calls, this function will continue to operate during downtime. However, in the next section of the tutorial, we will cover how to limit who is able to call you during downtime. Secondly, you will notice that some apps, for example the Files, Clock and Safari apps, are not affected by the downtime settings. We will use a different feature to manage access to those apps in a later portion of this tutorial. Now that you have downtime enabled, you are able to select specific contacts who can contact you during downtime and specific apps that you or the device user need or should have access to even when downtime is active. For example, where an iPad is used for communication, it is crucial that the communication app is always available. To manage always allowed apps, go to Device Settings, select Screen Time from the left-hand menu, and then Always Allowed from the Screen Time settings on the right. The first option on this screen allows you to manage who is able to use communication apps to contact you during downtime. Here you can manage who you get calls from during downtime, whether via phone, FaceTime or messages. The default is everyone, that is, all your contacts are able to contact you. You can select only specific contacts by tapping the arrow on the far right of the Contacts button, entering your Screen Time passcode, tapping Specific Contacts, selecting Choose from My Contacts, and then selecting the desired contacts. Returning to the main Always Allowed screen, we can now specify which apps should be available at all times, even when the device is in downtime. To remove apps that are currently listed as allowed apps, simply tap on the red circle with the minus sign to the left of the app name and then tap Remove. So for example, I'm going to remove Messages and FaceTime. As already discussed, the phone app is set on by default. To add apps to the allowed list, simply tap the green circle with the plus sign next to the appropriate app or apps. I'm going to add ABC Alphabet Phonics. You'll see that this is now listed as an allowed app. Now when I go to my iPad homepage, you will see the app I added to the allowed list is no longer greyed out and it is available to be used as usual. Downtime with exceptions has proven useful for a student who had found ways to get around the guided access function. We essentially set downtime to run from 12 AM to 11:59 PM each day, and then selected just the communication app, and in his case the camera app, to be always allowed. Effectively, this added another layer of protection to stop him from accessing other apps and features, and he has been very accepting of other apps simply not being available, and is now much more focused on the use of his iPad as a communication device. In the guided access tutorial, we looked at limiting time in an app. Using guided access, that time limit would need to be set for each individual session. Within Screen Time, you're able to set permanent time limits for specified apps. This allows you to set a daily time limit for individual apps or for categories of apps. The time limits are reset at midnight every day, and you have options to override the time limit if required. This is also the feature that we use to limit access to those apps that are not covered by downtime, such as Safari and Files. To set app time limits, go to Device Settings, select Screen Time from the left-hand menu, select App Limits from the Screen Time menu on the right. Tap Add Limit and enter your Screen Time passcode. This will bring up a list of app categories. Selecting a limit for one of these categories will mean that all apps, current and future, within that category will be affected by those limits. Tapping the arrow on the right of each category button will show you the apps that sit within that category and allow you to select individual apps to limit. At the bottom of the list, you will see that you are able to limit access to specific websites. Additionally, if you drag down on the page, you will reveal a search bar at the top of the screen. This allows you to easily isolate a specific app. You can use this function to limit time for those apps not covered by downtime, such as Safari. Once you have selected the apps, categories and/or websites you wish to place a time limit on, tap Next in the top right corner and then use the spinner to set the time limit for those apps. You can customize this on a day-by-day basis using the Customize Days button. Different limits can be set for different categories or apps by simply repeating the above steps. Before leaving this page, ensure that you enable the Block at End of Limit setting, which will require the screen time passcode to be entered to override the time limit. Tap Add, and your time limit is now set. Once the allowed time for an app for a given day has expired, or if you try to access the app after that time has expired, you will get a message that the time limit has been reached. Clicking Ask for more time will offer two choices. You can request 1 more minute. Note that this is available only once in each 24-hour period. Alternatively, you can enter your screen time passcode, and this will give you the option of overriding the time limit for 15 minutes, an hour, or all day.